Brought to you by...
Sometimes the shorter of short films that we cover here are as basic as they come. It's often that filmmakers will just play out a scene rather than tell a story to just make something fun or for the purpose of practicing their craft. Some may see these efforts as a waste of time, but I find that even the simplest art can hold its own merits. Not all short films aim to break new ground or go out of their way to show off an excess of technological prowess. Some aim to start small. The filmmakers make use of what they have at their disposal and deliver an experience using only their creativity. This is the case with our first film today, as a lower-decker freezer is made ominous, utilizing low angles to call forth the presence of the Ice Cream Man. He lives in the freezer and gives you a treat. He'll haunt you all night the moment you eat. The Ice Cream Man is coming. Once again, we have another unimaginative use of the nursery rhyme appearing somewhere in the girl's house and calling forth the entity that will come for her. Though I do like how the rhyme was carried further than just its introductory use, and woven throughout the narrative to build the suspense of his arrival. This film is another instance where our protagonist is someone we know nothing about and is given no dialogue to work with. She does a decent job with the role, maintaining fairly convincing elements of fear about her. Visually, the film is presented with beautifully framed cinematography, and the music helps build the tension well into the climax. The digitally augmented gore effects in the end kind of fell short for me, though they didn't look terrible by any means. When it comes to digital effects, I personally just prefer there to be none, because I can always tell when they're there. I also think more effort could have been put into the look of the Ice Cream Man. While I understand what they were going for, it wound up just having a cheap dime store costume effect, and even seemed like he might have just been wearing a bad rubber mask. I'm giving the Ice Cream Man a C+. This isn't a problem for all films, however. Some avoid the issue altogether by never showing us the entity that haunts our protagonist in any tangible way. Sometimes, all it takes are a few creaks and bumps in the night to remind us that we are not alone in here.
I know I locked the door.
Coming from the filmmakers behind Lights Out, even casting the same actress as our protagonist, and clearly crafted as a quarantine film, we follow a woman who suspects she's not alone in her house. A simple premise, sure, but it's one that I found oddly refreshing despite its obviousness. I enjoyed the use of voiceover to help emphasize the isolation that our character is experiencing, and better make it relatable for audiences, as we have undoubtedly utilized our own inner monologues throughout this last year. The way the film is shot only enhances the dread, as we know for sure that it is building towards something, but we anticipate when and where it will occur. It was interesting to watch this character work out these various scenarios in her mind, even imagining a few outcomes that don't actually come to fruition. The climax leaves you just as haunted as the rest of the film's scenario, playing on the fear that we all try to keep buried in the back of our minds throughout our time alone. What if this isolation never ends? What if we are trapped this way forever? I'm giving Not Alone in Here a B-. To some, isolation like this can be our greatest fear. It causes us to question everything, doubt the validity of our experiences, and read into the smallest details. It pulls the wool over our eyes and peels back the layers of each of our lives to reveal how much of life itself is just another grand illusion. Filmed in a very naturalistic visual style and in an extremely low budget with handheld camera work, natural lighting sources, and what sounded like onboard audio, our last film of the day revolves around a girl being stalked by a killer. Another basic concept that doesn't exactly aim to be anything groundbreaking. The film's soundtrack and editing are what gives it its intensity and tension. The edits are rapid and energetic, while the score is heavy and driving. The performance here is very amateur, our actress likely being someone that the filmmakers knew who had no prior experience. The concept behind this film is nothing new, but is something I haven't seen utilized in a while. It plays with that theme of not being in control of yourself and being your own downfall. The protagonist of the film is the antagonist, and the events unfolding are taking place in her own mind. This is a film with no real story. It's a single event taking place over a short period of time. There are no motivations or character details of any kind, just something happening. So I can't really recommend going out of your way to seek this one out, but it is a decent little effort for what I assume are film students or just young, hungry creators who are growing their skills and practicing the craft. I'm giving Illusion a D+. For me, not all films have to be that long. They just have to explore something different, try something new. Some are made just in an effort to practice. Others to tell a story that maybe hasn't been explored yet. But no matter what the reason, all stories are worth telling, and all should be explored in some form. Before we wrap up, I have to ask, how many times have those of you fellow creators been putting together your projects and realized that you just don't have the right music to accompany it? Or any music at all, for that matter? Well, that wouldn't be a problem if you subscribe to Epidemic Sound. At Epidemic Sound, you can get yourself access to one of the largest online royalty-free music libraries that exist out there. With over 32,000 tracks from world-class composers, artists, and bands in a massive variety of genres, over 60,000 sound effects, unlimited downloads in use, and all rights covered, all for only $15 a month. For smaller content creators like myself, or those aspiring to get started on the platform, there is honestly no better option for music for your projects in my opinion. And if you sign up now using the link down in the description, you can get yourself 30 days access to this incredibly vast library absolutely free. So click that link below and elevate your audio with Epidemic Sound. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider supporting ETF on Patreon. You don't have to give a lot, every little bit helps this channel grow and helps us bring you new content to enjoy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you aren't already. Click that bell icon to be notified on all our future videos, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.